First of all, the Wi-Fi would not let us be great last time, so I continued to write and do some things and had a snack and all that stuff, child. So now we're back, and I want us to go ahead and get back started. First of all, let me go ahead and get at least a little vibration in today. So hey y'all, how are y'all doing? We're back with our live writing session. I'm just gonna just act like this, like we're not continuing from our last session that got cut off. Um, so y'all let me know in the chat what you're working on. Oh my gosh, this is strong today. I don't know why this feels like extra strong today. But so yeah, y'all let me know what you're working on in the chat, and just to kind of give you a little bit of a lay of the land. Um, oh my god. I don't feel like I can't even talk right now with this vibration plate going. Okay, so I put in the chat, let me see, a link for the decision audit. So if you're stuck between two decisions and you just need a good framework to help you make a good, clear decision, go ahead and grab that the decision audit, and then let me know. Let me know what you're wrestling with. Let me know what's going on. Let me know what decision you decide to make. I want to know. I'm nosy. Okay, I'm nosy like that. So hey y'all, my name is Delores. If you're new here, go ahead and subscribe, y'all, because you're gonna like it, okay? Because we're getting gooder and gooder as we go along, okay? But part of one of the major things that I do is I write. I'm an international best-selling author. Right now, my memoir, The Pastor's Daughter, Provoked, is out and available for you to purchase. Let me pull it. Just gonna pull it up for you and just show you. Oh my god, wait a minute, where is it? I must have took it off. All right, anyways, that didn't turn out like I wanted it to. So anyways, so it's an international bestseller on launch day. And right now we're just kind of talking about, and going along basically with that same thing of telling the truth, right? So that's the reason why these sessions are titled "Tell the Truth, Daughter." These are live writing sessions for daughters who also want to tell their story. Hold on one second. I'm not gonna be happy unless I show y'all. Okay, I'm not gonna be happy. Okay, child. So this is my book here. As you can see, this is the author copy, so that's why it says not for resale. But this is my volume 1 of my memoir series, and it's me telling the truth. Telling the truth about the experience with my father growing up as a daughter of a religious narcissist, growing up as a daughter of a spiritual abuser, and telling about that experience. The book is based on a conversation I had with my father. It was our final conversation we had before I cut him off completely. And so I know what it's like for, daughters who are trying to navigate that very difficult decision of, do I cut my parent off, And I'm sure it applies the same, to people who are battling or having the same coming to the same decision with their mother. But I just happen to have personal experience with, the father wound. And so, when I talk about daddy issues, I say, I'm a daughter with daddy issues because the relationship that I had with my father, it affected my entire life. It affected my health. It affected my relationships. It affected my decision making. And so it's in those areas that, I just realized that, wow, I'm really like struggling here, And so I set out to do the work, to heal from my daddy issues. And I know that they'll, always be with me. It'll forever be a journey that I'm on to, to heal. And because I know that, sometimes you don't even realize, how deep and how far back your wounds go, until, maybe one day they just present themselves and you can't control it like you always did. um, and then it really starts to show. And then you'll realize, when you actually talk to people around you who love you, they'll tell you, you've been acting like this, you've been doing this, this has been a problem. And you just don't want to live like that anymore. Why should you? Like, why should you have to live like that anymore? When a large part, or at least the first steps, in the many steps that you'll take on this journey, is just telling the truth, like putting it out there. I believe you, I'll hear you. But I say that the most effective way right now is to write it down. Write it down. So that means, you can write it down in the form of poetry, in the form of fiction or nonfiction. It could be fiction based on, real events. Maybe you don't want to put names to it or whatever. Doesn't even matter right now. The whole point is just to get it off of you, get it out of you, you know, put it on paper, put it in a recording. So during these sessions, you could be writing, you could be typing, you could be speaking into your voice recorder and have that transcribe what you're saying. So just start speaking your story. A lot of this book is based off of a conversation that was transcribed. So there's power in these AI tools that we have that can transcribe the words that you say. You can use that to your advantage, and before you know it, just based off of you just speaking it out loud and getting it out of you, before you know it, you realize that you've written the core of your book, and it really can happen just like that. So I want you to use these sessions, to your advantage. I'm your accountability partner. You're my accountability partner. I'm doing my thing over here. You're doing your thing, whatever you happen to be creating. But, it's like we are, we're vibing. Okay. We're vibing here, because we're all just trying to tell the truth. So let's go ahead and get back started. Let me go ahead and share my screen again. And if you guys are wondering, we do 50 minutes of focused work and then 10 minutes of movement. So usually when I start these videos, I'm on my vibration plate, and then that's why my voice is shaking. And then during our 10-minute breaks, I'll get on the vibration plate again because I really like it. And then I like to come back and talk to y'all while we're on our little movement break. Okay. So let's go ahead and get this timer started. And again, I just want to give a shout out to Million Reason. This is the channel that I'm using for this countdown, this little countdown thingy. Okay, y'all, here we go. Okay, y'all. How was that? How was that session? Oh, y'all, I got a lot done. I got so much done. I had to like I was like, oh, let me write it down, child. So I started writing down all the stuff I was getting done because see, I have a tendency to forget. Okay. And then it'll be like later on and I'm like, oh man, I forgot I did that. I forgot I created that. I forgot I finished that. Child. I told y'all getting in like creator beast mode. You know what I mean? And it's just see, it's a good thing and it's a bad thing, because I don't really have a good organization system. Like the last couple, like I think it was like last week sometime, like early one of those early sessions. I think I told y'all I was going through and having Chat GPT um like develop a content library for me of all the things that I've created and like all the stuff that I put into my chat, all of that because I just don't have like a really good I don't have a really good system of keeping everything organized. And that's what I really like it really like gets me, y'all. Like it really affects my ability my ability to be productive, and then it affects my ability to get it out, because like the way my mind is set up, y'all, I do stuff and then I forget. Like I forget like mid doing it. I'm like, oh shoot, I forgot that quick. You know? So it's like it works against me. And I'm really trying to do things like put things in place for myself because I know that's one of my downfalls. Like that's really like it's not a good trait of mine at all. You know, not at all. It is not helpful for me to be this way. But I don't really know right now how to fix it. You know what I mean? I'm trying to figure it out. And part of that is by like going and putting it into my chat. Okay, let's create a library here so I can keep a running log of everything that I'm doing. All the assets that I'm creating, all the books that I'm writing, all the worksheets and all the journals and the merchandise ideas and the podcast series that I've developed and you know what I mean, like the courses that I've created, the webinars, you know what I mean, the ebooks, all the things. It's like I've just created so much stuff, and then I have it everywhere. Like some stuff is, like logged into my chat, but some stuff wasn't. That it may have been like, you know, um, during a time when I wasn't using it, or I don't know. You know what I mean? Like that's the thing. I don't have a good. I just don't have a good running knowledge, you know what I mean, of everything that I'm doing and everything that I've created. And I hate that for me. You know what I mean? I really hate that. So I'm doing what I can. So y'all let me know, like, what are y'all working on? Have y'all put anything in the chat yet? Remember that the decision is the decision audit is in the chat. So you can go ahead and download that tonight and or today, whatever, and have that available to you, and you can continue to read like that. You can reuse that decision audit for every decision that you're faced with. You can use that audit. So that one's going to help you, especially when you're kind of like stuck between two decisions, when it's like two things kind of got you. It helps you to really, get focused and get clarity on what exactly is the decision that you're having to make. Because sometimes we think the decision that we have to make is one thing, but it's really something else, So this is like going to help you to really like focus on what exactly the decision is that you have to make. What is the cost? Like what is it going to cost you? What is it going to cost you not to do it? You know, like some people may think of that kind of like in a pros and cons thing type of way, but sometimes the pros and cons don't really it doesn't really capture the cost, you know what I mean? Like it can list, right? It'll list everything, and everything is kind of just listed in a list, right? So nothing necessarily has any type of cost associated with it, but not everything on the pros list and on the cons list weighs the same, has the amount of cost, associated with it. That means that a pro could be 50% of your decision. You know what I mean? But then a pro could be only 10%. So, when you weigh out the cost of something, that helps you to understand exactly how much weight that particular thing has in the decision that you're going to make, if that makes sense. And if it doesn't make sense, that's even more reason why you need the decision audit. So you click on that link in the comments or in the description of this video, and then go ahead and grab the decision audit, and you can reuse that. Just reuse it whenever you find yourself in that position, which you're going to all the time, because you'll never not need to make decisions, right? You'll never not need to use your discernment in processing, your options. You know what I'm saying? You'll never not need that. So, you'll always be faced with decisions, and you'll feel better just knowing that you even have it, like a quick resource that you can go to, a good framework, that's going to really help you out. So while I'm doing this, I'm going to go ahead and rub a little bit of my paprika and chili balsam. This is a massage gel that is really good for pain. And as y'all can see, just sitting and working at your desk, can sometimes cause a bit of pain on your body. And, one of my big pain areas is my hips. So I'm going to rub some of this on my hip while I'm on this vibration plate. See, I'm hoping this vibration plate will make the gel get all in there really good, just shake it in. Just shake it in there. So y'all let me know in the chat, what are y'all working on? Remember, I'm your accountability partner. You're my accountability partner. That's why I'm telling y'all what I'm doing. So, it holds me accountable. Even if you guys never say anything, it's just the fact that I told y'all what I was doing that kind of puts it out there for me. It holds me accountable to it. And you may get the same benefit if you get in the chat and let me know what you're working on. And, so, you just go ahead and put it out there. I'm working on my book. I'm working on my poetry collection. I'm working on a series. I'm working on, you might be working on a video series. Maybe you want to tell your story. You want to do a story time, and I would suggest that you script it out, that you write out exactly what you want to say and how you want to say it. And, and really be intentional about that. So let's say that that's what you want to do. Then you can use this opportunity to, get some good creative vibes from me and from other people that are writing with us. I am live on, I think I'm live on 6 channels right now. I am live. I think it says 7. I think it's really 6, because I'm not live on TikTok, but I'm live on 3 Facebook pages and maybe 4 YouTubes. Okay. So y'all can find me. Okay. I'm out here. So wherever you happen to be watching me, just go ahead and like the video, share the video, make sure that you're able to follow me and subscribe to my page so that you're keeping up with everything that we're doing. Sometimes, don't it seem like sometimes this vibration plate is really strong? It really makes my voice shake. And other times it doesn't seem like it's that bad. But anyway, so I got my massage gel on, and it gives this icy, maybe an icy hot type of feeling, if I was to put it in the mind of something that you probably have experienced before. But it seems like it gets down in there. It's not like it seems like it gets down in there. And I don't even know how it does it, because it really seems like it's just kind of it's light. And it's paprika and chili. You just wouldn't think paprika and chili would do that much, but it works. And it's red, y'all. It's I don't know if you can see this, but the color of it is red. So really gives you chili vibes, right? Chili and paprika vibes. So let me, as a matter of fact, I'll go ahead and put a link, a QR code, so you guys can go ahead and grab your very own tube of the chili, paprika and chili balsam massage gel. So yeah, y'all go ahead and grab that. Let me put that. It's right there at the bottom of the screen. And once we finish with that, I'll move that over to the side of the screen so you can still get it. In fact, you can get that right now while we're live if you like. Okay. All right, we're done vibrating. So I'm going to move this over to right over there. You can see that on the side of the screen. If you're looking, I think it should be on the left side of on your screen. So there's a QR code right there. So go ahead and grab that paprika and chili balsam, the massage gel, and let me know, child, because I want to hear. I want to hear what had happened. You know what I'm saying? Like what had happened when you rubbed it on you, honey. Okay, that's what I want. That's what I want to know. I want you to be like, Delores, what had happened was it worked, girl, and it felt good, girl. That's what I want to hear. All right, y'all, let's get back started. How are y'all doing? Y'all, we are making progress. I'm being extra productive tonight. Okay, how about y'all? Okay. How about y'all? Like are y'all getting some stuff accomplished, honey? Getting your writing done. I'm multitasking. Okay. I'll admit I am multitasking. Okay, I've got my pharmacy business that I'm working on. I'm about to switch over to working on the Elks Idol. Um and what else? Child, I was working on the website. I was working on the school community. Child, I was working on some everything tonight, okay? Like, I feel really accomplished. Okay. Plus, I threw a couple of things into my typeset. A typeset is another application that I use to help write ebooks, like put them all together and stuff like that. And it puts it together pretty fast, like much faster than I would do if I was doing it in Canva myself. So it saved me a lot of time, and I've created a lot of ebooks that way. And then, of course, I mean, they're ebooks, but you can also, print them and stuff like that. So they can be print too. So I've created a lot doing that too. So one day, you guys, I need to give y'all a couple of like tutorials of some of the applications that I use that help me with my writing, help me to get books out a little bit faster, help me to create ebooks and stuff like that. Y'all let me know in the chat if you're interested in that. Um, so how are you doing as far as like the Telling the Truth Daughter series? Like, how are y'all doing with that? Okay. Like what truth are you telling? I guess is the main question, right? Like, are you talking about childhood things, adult things? Did you have an experience that like one specific experience that you want to that you're writing about or that you're telling, you know? Like, let me know in the chat, or if you don't feel comfortable putting it in the chat, you can get in my inbox and let me know too. Again, you guys, I'm your accountability partner, you're my accountability partner. And it's almost like we're all like just working in the same space, like we're all just kind of like in the same office or something. But we're all, in our own space and, our own parts of the world. In fact, some of us are in very different time zones, but we're all still together and still creating. So there are some powerful, vibes and the energy that takes place during these sessions. So that's why I'm so committed to doing them. And so, I don't know. I'm wondering if I'm going to increase like the times that I go live. Like I told you guys, I write every day. Okay, I write every day, and a writer writes every day. Okay, some type of way. Okay, when I say write, just like when I say write in these sessions, I'm talking about research. I'm talking about actual writing, typing, speaking it into your transcription app, doing videos, scripting videos. I mean, uh, putting prompts into your chat GPT to help you come up with concepts, outlines, even some finished product. You can pull out a chat GPT. Are you doing that? And that's fine too. That's all, under the umbrella of writing. When I say, what are y'all working on? What are you writing? Okay. So y'all let me know if y'all have any timeline goals. Let me know. Like, are you saying this year you'll have your book all the way outlined, written, and ready to be edited? Um, this year, are you ready to, are you going to be ready to put your book out? If so, like, is there a specific time this year? I mean, no pressure at all. But if you just want to put it out in the atmosphere, you just want to, you want to just share it with, someone who's going to, put some good energy on it, then you can share it with me. Okay. I'm not going to discourage you at all, child. You're not going to get encouragement from me. Okay. And then, of course, if you need any guidance, I'm a discerner, so any guidance that I give is going to be from a standpoint of discernment, and so I say, I don't really like, I don't tell you what to do. I don't give you therapy or anything like that, right? But I am another daughter who's here, who has discernment and who can just offer that guidance, and just offer that wisdom to the situation. Let's say you're making a decision, and you go ahead and you download the Decision Audit. The link is in the chat. The link is in the description. You go ahead and download that Decision Audit. And let's say you just need a little bit of assistance on it. Let me know. Reach out to me, and let me know if you're having any issues with that. Sometimes you just need somebody to, just to give you just that vote of confidence that you can do this. That you can work the process. You can use the framework and decide what's best for you. I told you guys this before, that sometimes it's not a matter of the good or the bad decision, the right or the wrong decision. Sometimes it's like, what decision is best, and sometimes it's really like, there's going to be positives and negatives, there's going to be pros and cons, there's going to be, the good, the bad, the ugly with everything that you do. But a discerner says, I'm going to weigh all of this out. I'm going to weigh the cost of my decisions. I'm going to, be sure about the decision that I need to make, be clear about it. Not sure necessarily, but clear, at least in knowing what I'm deciding. You know what I mean? Because sometimes that's not clear. And so I want that to be clear for you. And the Decision Audit is really going to help you with that. What else do I have to share with y'all? Also, just giving a shout out to what was that? I forgot that clip, y'all. Let me go back. Let's go back to it. It's yeah, it's okay. Million Reason. That's the video that we go to for the countdown. So just want to make sure I give it, just a good shout out to them. And thank you all for the countdown, honey, okay? Because that countdown works wonderful. Okay, wonderfully. All right, so y'all, what are y'all working on? Make sure that y'all share this live with a daughter who is also telling her story, who's speaking her truth, speaking the truth. Okay, so let's be clear, and who can really benefit from these live writing sessions. Okay, so y'all, I think if you've never tuned into a live writing session, I don't think you really get the whole good vibes that come from it, But when I was, starting out writing, I tuned into some other live writing sessions, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to start that one day, where people just come and we just all write together. It's like we're just having a little writing lab, we're all just writing. And, maybe one day this will turn into a live writing session, where we all just get together locally or something like that, and we all write. So y'all let me know if y'all are local. Let me know if you're interested in doing any live writing sessions, okay? Because we could totally do these live, and then let's say on our breaks, you guys know I teach a line dance, so we can do a line dance in between. I think we'll probably have time for 2 line dances, or we learn one and then do it. We're gonna have time just for that in between our breaks. So we do 15 minutes of focus work for focus writing, and then we do 10 minutes of movement. So usually for these, I get on my vibration plate. That's my movement, and I talk to y'all. Okay, so that's why I like to come over here with my microphone and just talk to y'all while we're doing some type of movement. Y'all let me know. Do y'all have a vibration plate? They say these things are really good for lymphatic drainage and weight loss and toning and all of that stuff. I don't really know. I just know it feels good. It feels good for pain. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know if that was. I'm pretty sure that was one of the benefits of it. Now that I think about it, but because you guys know I have fibromyalgia and I have lupus. And I think this thing is probably one of the best things for my fibromyalgia and lupus. Okay. And I don't know why yet, but I just feel like it is. Okay. I don't know. I don't really know. I don't know how much it's helping. I just feel like it's helping. You know what I'm saying? So, y'all let me know if you have one, and or if you get one, let me know what you think of it. I like mine pretty well. When I got mine, I liked it so much. I got my mom one, I got Philip one, and then I got one to go in the house, because right now we're out in the she shed. So I got one for out here and one for in there. So because I was like, I think it's gonna be great. I hear great things, and I'm looking for great things from this vibration plate. Okay. So, all right, y'all. So those are our two sessions. We just did two 50-minute sessions, and we did we did three. Well, we don't really count the first one because we were just getting started. So I came in here and I don't even think I started my vibration play because I think I forgot. Or maybe that was the last live session. I don't know, y'all. I'm getting them all mixed up. But anyway, so if you hung out with me, you did two 50-minute writing sessions, and then you did two 10-minute movement breaks. Okay, so you should be happy. You should round of applause. Okay, you did that, girl. You did that. So y'all let me know if these are helping you. If they're helping you, make sure that you go ahead and like the video, subscribe, follow, friend, do all the things. Okay, do all the things so you can keep up with all the things that I'm doing. Okay, so we can do them together. Okay, y'all. I love y'all. Download the Decision Audit, and I will see y'all on the next one. Bye bye for now.